Hi everyone, my name is David Baba Ahmed and you're welcome to PayTV. Today on our one-on-one interview, we'll be interviewing the MD of Nine Payment Service Bank, Branka Mracajac. We'd like to take you on this wonderful journey. Meet us in there. Hello, my name is David Baba Ahmed and you're welcome to PayTV. Today we have a very interesting um, person to interview today, and she's none other than Branka. We're happy to have you here.
Thank you, David, for having me. So my name is Branka Mracajac. I'm Chief Executive Officer and Managing Director of Nine Payment Service Bank. Um, Nine Payment Service Bank is the very first payment service bank licensed back in November 2020 with the main objective to help other stakeholders in the market to close financial exclusion gap in Nigeria. Prior to coming to Nigeria, I actually worked in around 30 markets around the world, from Asia across Europe, India to Latin America. So I bring a vast of experience in retail banking and in fintechs and microfinance institutions.
So, what are some of the main drivers of cash shortage and financial exclusion, and how can this issue be addressed?
Without going into too many details, I would like to share my personal experience. The first thing that I learned when I came to Nigeria is that there is time and there is Nigerian time. And in my experience, this actually reflects throughout like all experience that I have and that I had here with different stakeholders and partners. That means that unfortunately, no matter if the project is planned well or not, when it comes to execution, very often it happens that everything is left for the very last moment. So the moment the swap of currency was announced by the Central Bank of Nigeria, we knew the deadline. But unfortunately, I don't know if it's due to the previous experience or many changes that are happening in such a fast pace, people were waiting till the very last moment to start swapping the currency. Then once again, we had extension of this deadline, and during this extension time, not much was happening. People were waiting again for the very last moment. And how this impact actually all the stakeholders in the market is that it doesn't leave enough time to react to unforeseen situations that may happen, and that happened here in Nigeria. And I believe that ultimately that led to shortage of the cash. When it comes to the second part of the question was when it comes to financial exclusion.
Yeah.
I think Nigeria is transitioning from cash to cashless society, and it's on its path like many other countries that many other countries experience in the world. And a lot has been done in the last, I believe, 10 years, starting from announcement of financial inclusion strategy, and then cashless policy and all other frameworks that central bank and other stakeholders published during these 10 years. So a lot has been done, but it's a long way to the final goal to have all Nigerians financially included in financial ecosystem.
Thank you very much. But how can government, bank, fintech companies work together to promote financial inclusion and then reduce cash shortage?
Okay, so at here in Nine Payment Service Bank, we truly believe, and this is something that we promote, we believe in collaboration. And even though our main objective is to spread financial literacy and to help closing financial exclusion gap in Nigeria, we are also collaborating with all other players in the market, being fintechs, being government, being other deposit banks. So through this collaboration, as I said at the very beginning, this is one big market. So that means one institution cannot cover all the aspects of the market. So taking, for example, deposit banks, they have certain number of branches throughout Nigeria, but they cannot reach those that are like in remote areas of Nigeria that don't have access to those branches. Deposit banks have no interest, or there is no economic sense to open branches across entire Nigeria due to density. So this is where other players like payment service banks come, providing that last mile, that access to POSs, to agents, to agent network. So that's one thing. The second thing actually is that no matter how much deposit banks, payment service banks or fintechs are doing on our own end, what is still lacking across Nigeria is infrastructure.
Yeah.
So its infrastructure is power, it's electricity, internet, and this is something that has to be done on level of the government and states, so that every person across Nigeria has access to power and to internet and to infrastructure. Then it would make easier for all other players actually to deliver the products that already exist in the market.
So, what are some of the challenges faced by marginalized communities in accessing financial services, and how can this be addressed?
Okay, thank you, David. So before talking about main challenges, I would say that lack of financial literacy is the first step, the first issue that we see. So without understanding how access to financial services can improve a common person life, there is no need per se for change of behavior. So people are very much used to paying in cash and receiving cash for their services. So the first step actually before providing financial services is to provide financial literacy and knowledge in local languages, in simple languages, to people, to explain to them how access to financial services and everything that players in the market have to offer will actually enrich their lives, and how these services will help them to live easier and better lives. That's the first step. And as I said, Nine Payment Service Bank has as a main objective to spread financial literacy. Many other stakeholders are doing the same across the market. I will just make the reference, like last week we just marked 11th edition of Global Money Week. And yes, it's a worldwide event, and Central Bank of Nigeria took its lead and invited, as every year, all the financial players, banks, to do their contribution and do mentoring program across Nigeria in schools. We did our part in Kano, Abuja, and Lagos, and all other financial institutions also contributed to this. So this is the first step, delivering this knowledge to young people while they are still at schools. And then there are adults that we as a financial institutions and payment service banks have to deliver to those in remote areas across Nigeria. We are doing a lot in these regards together with other stakeholders in the market. So then the second, as I said, is access. Once there is a financial knowledge, financial literacy, awareness, to put it like that, when people understand the benefits of having access to financial services, then we come to that providing seamless experience to those people, providing access, providing products that are tailored to their needs. And then what is also very important, in order to build the trust and to remain that trust in financial system, to slowly impact the change of behavior, payment behavior, to transit from cash to cashless society, is that we have to secure that all stakeholders that are contributing or participating in this payment chain are actually delivering seamless experience and seamless product. Meaning, once there is a downtime from any player in this chain, the end user does not understand if the payment wasn't processed due to bank issue or due to other payment provider, like downtime, and they just say it doesn't work, application doesn't work. So we have a lot to do in this regards when it comes to more seamless, providing more seamless experience to end users.
So, how do you see the future of cashless payments and financial inclusion evolving, and what are the potential risks and opportunities that stakeholders should be aware of?
Okay, I would say that Nigeria is on the right path when it comes to financial inclusion and when it comes to cashless payments. So we have seen that electronic payments have risen, especially since Central Bank of Nigeria published that cashless policy 10 years ago, and we saw in the previous few months that these numbers went up. So there are many opportunities for all the players in the market, many opportunities for end users to make their lives better and more easier. And when it comes to risk, I think we all understand what digital payment solutions bring when it comes to risk. So there is risk when it comes to KYC. When we stop doing cash transactions, we don't know who is on receiving, on sending end of the transactions. But there are so many solutions when it comes to fraud prevention. Then it's very cybersecurity is very important. Securing your network, your data, your transactions. So I think that we are all aware of risks that digital payments are bringing, and I think that there are many solutions in the market and procedures in place that can help to prevent this kind of risk. And as I said, opportunities are many. Nigeria is a big, great country, and there are many opportunities for people to improve their lives, and for fintech and banks and other players actually to create a sustainable business here in Nigeria.
So, what policy or regulatory reform do you think are needed to promote financial inclusion and reduce cash shortage?
As strange as this may sound, I believe we do have enough policies in place, guidelines and framework. Central Bank did a great work with a lot of different committees actually developing these strategies and the framework. We also participated in one of these projects. So what is lacking is not a new document. What is lacking now is just a proper execution. And this is actually what Nine Payment Service Bank is doing, and I believe many other players in the market are doing at this moment. And this cannot happen overnight. As I said, Nigeria is a big country. We have 200 plus million of people across Nigeria, and we have to deliver these financial literacy programs across Nigeria and to implement all those frameworks and all those strategies and procedures. So it's now on us, on stakeholders, to implement all those policies and frameworks.
Do you think Nigeria is ready to go cashless?
I would say it like this. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon, and I think that Nigeria is on the right way to reach that end goal. It will take some time. It will take a lot of collaboration between all of us in the market, a lot of effort, but I believe it will ultimately happen.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, David.
It was a very nice time speaking with you. Really enjoyed this wonderful moment.
Thank you, David.
Thank you very much. Um, Thank you, our viewers. We'll see you again next week.